For those invested, my lilac experiment is ongoing. So right now, the enfleurage is continuing at my mother's place, so she's taking care of that, but she's probably reaching the end because we're pretty much at the end of the lilac season for a certain type, the one I was using for that enfleurage. But in the meantime, what I promised was to do an experiment with a tincture with lilacs. And a lot of people have asked, why don't I just take the flowers and pour oil right over them, or, steep them in alcohol to extract the scent? Well, short answer is that the scent is so delicate with lilacs that when you do that technique, it actually changes the nature of the scent. So important to note that enfleurage is one technique and a tincture is another technique. Two very different techniques that yield different results. Because one technique involves kind of drowning the source material, while the other one is more about, catching the molecules coming out of the flower, if that makes sense. So for science, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a tincture, so meaning I'm going to put some ethanol in here and mix it with these lilacs. So they're not exactly the same lilacs because this comes from a miniature lilac, which they're in full bloom right now and they smell really, really wonderful, very, very similar. So I will be doing that right now. And once this is all said and done, I'll be able to cross-compare the scent from a tincture versus the technique of enfleurage to see what the differences are. I kind of know what the differences will be, but it'll just be fun to learn about it in real time. And FYI, I'm almost done with the formulation of a lilac perfume. It's a reconstruction, but pretty damn close, and it will likely be ready for the end of the week for those who are interested, but I'll announce it when it's ready. So for this experiment, I'll be using a 120 milliliter pot with the lilacs, and the first thing I'll want to do is remove each flower from the stems, because once it's in the tincture, we don't want to take the molecules from the stems themselves, because those also have a scent. So we're really trying to only preserve the flowers. And for tinctures, ideally you would use an amber pot, but this is what I got, y'all. So it is what it is. And through the magic of editing, we are done. You can see all the flowers are here. And the next step will just be to cover the flowers with perfumer's alcohol. So this is just basically ethanol that we use in perfumery. And I will cover all those. It smells amazing, by the way. All right. And we're there. So the idea is you're supposed to let the steep for, let me just add a little bit more. We're supposed to let the steep for around 7 to 14 days. What I'm going to do is actually on the daily, I'm going to change it. I'm going to filter the old flowers out. I'm going to put new ones in. I'll maybe do that 2 or 3 times. And then at the last shot, I let it sit for 7 to 14 days. And then I remove the flowers and filter it again. So I'm going to let this sit for 24 hours, and I will see you tomorrow when I'll be filtering this and changing the flowers. Stay tuned.